Alright, I'm going to show you how you can create unique learning paths in ScootPad, also known as Mosaic. You want to go into ScootPad and launch your class. Once you're into ScootPad, you're going to go over to Features, and then you're going to decide Math or ELA. So for this example, I'll choose Math, and you'll go into Adaptive Practice. Once you're in here, you can see where your students are and their current. So you can see I have my students set up on a learning path aligned to Engage New York, Grade 3, Module 7. I can see their progress. I can also set up the next learning path. So if they were to finish this learning path, it would automatically set them up for another. I can remove learning paths, assign placement, cancel, or change learning path. So in here is where you can go ahead and manage your students. You can tap on details over to the right to see more information about your students' progress on their specific learning path. So here you can see I have some concepts here in Module 7, and the way learning paths work is they're divided, and once one is completed, it goes into the next and the next. So your question might be, why would I want to have a learning path? If you are selecting just your grade, for example, grade 3 for the entire year, this learning path is going to have more tails and stems like we saw here. So a year long would have multiple, and it would have multiple parts. Students would be moving along as they master, but what you're teaching might not be what they're on in their learning path. So they may encounter some difficulties if you've not yet covered that. And ScootPad doesn't really teach a whole lot. It's more just practice. So by narrowing down to the standard or the unit that you're teaching will help your students to practice only what you've been assigning and working on in class. So in this case, my class, we're on Module 7 in Engage New York. I'm going to show you how do you create a learning path that is set up just for your unique needs. So I'm going to go ahead and just tap Set Up Next Learning Path or Change, but I'm just going to do Set Up. And I guess I need to check everybody first. And then over here, you can click a grade level to choose, or you can choose your own custom path. And over here, you can see I've created some of my own, my school has. I can scroll down, and even the district. So there are some different learning paths that have already been created. Down here where it says didn't find it, create your own. Right here is where you can create your own learning path. So I'm going to tap Create Your Own. And you will get this menu right here. So the first thing you need to do is you need to decide the learning path. Is it Indiana Academic Standards? If you're going to do Engage New York like I am, that's a Common Core program, and so you would tap this and tap Common Core. If you're choosing Indiana Standards, then this, you will choose your grade, and then you will select which standards by tapping Search, and then you'll see all of these things that come up. I'm going to actually tap Common Core. I'm going to choose Grade 3, tap Search, and then I'm going to be searching for the Engage New York, but the entire Engage New York. ScootPad has the entire Engage New York curriculum as a complete learning path. but you can actually change it to be just a module, which is what I've done here in these cases, as you can see that are coming up. So I'm just going to scroll down. You can see all these different math curriculums that ScootPad has and offers. So I'm just going to scroll, and then right here I can see Engage New York grade 3. Now it's here for other grades as well. It's just I'm a third grade teacher, so I just go with what I know. So here you can see the number of concepts, 78 concepts. Number of units, 23. That would be so big to assign students at one time, and you can see how they would be at a place that is totally different than what you're teaching in class if you just assign this entire learning path. So over here to the right, you could assign this entire thing right here to students. You can also copy and customize, and that is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to tap on copy and customize, and then it asks you, do you really want to make a copy? And I say, yes, please copy. And now in this step 2 is where we're going to delete the topics and modules we don't want. So if I'm going to create a learning path for module 4, I am going to delete this entire unit right here of module 1. I don't need that. Module 1 topic A and B. Same with topics C, D, E, all of these. In fact, I'm going to delete everything except what's in module 4. And it's really just this simple. Just be careful, you can't undo. So, here's module 4, so I want to make sure I don't tap delete, because then I would have to start over, and I've done that. That's a pain. I'm just going to scroll past module 4, and now I'm going to delete what's after module 4. And just keep deleting till you get exactly what you want. And so now I have here just module 4 topics, A, B, C, D. And you can even delete these substandards that are within that topic if you wanted to by tapping the red trash can. So you can see here that I have just module 4. I'm going to then press next. So here is just previewing the concept. So this would have 4 tails off of that main learning path. Once topic A has been mastered, it'll go on to B, and then C, and then D. So you can see how it's laid out. And then I'm going to press next once I've previewed my learning path. And now this is where you get to name it. And I like to name it with the module, so that I can see exactly which learning path this is. And then you can then decide, is this only for you? Is it your school or your district? I typically tap district because somebody else might want this. And if I'm saving them work, why not? Then you just tap save. Once you've saved it, you can see here it is. Now at any time, if I want to edit this, I can edit it. I can go in and change it just by customizing it or editing it. I can assign it to students at any time. Going back to my home, and I do wish there was an easier way to just get back to this screen right here, but I'm going to go back to adaptive practice where we were at the beginning. And this shows that all of my students are in grade 3 module 7. I'm going to show you how you can set up the next. So I'm going to tap all and then choose set up next. So when I tap that, you'll see over here the module 4 that I just created shows up. And then down here it asks me to confirm, yes, assign. Now this is the next path this is not the current. So you can see now it shows for every student, the next path is already set up. So they're currently grade 3, module 7. The next path will be module 4. So, and anytime I can delete and go in and change this, but I always feel comforted to know that it's already set up the next, so that if a student's moving faster, no worries, they won't run out of things to do. You can also do the same thing for ELA. So I'm going to go back to features, and in ELA, you just do the same process, go to adaptive practice. And so then in here, you can see set up next learning path. Oh, I forgot to tap the students. And you can, again, create your own. And then you can sort by the standards that you're focusing on for your quarter. And if you just scroll down, press search. And so you can see here, it goes by content. So here are some different units. My View, Unit 3, Map, and then just Indiana Academic Standards. So you have to decide what is it that you want to focus on, then tap Copy and Customize. So let's just go with Indiana Academic Standards. Copy and Customize, tap Yes, Copy. And then here you have every single concept in this entire 3rd grade. Then you can go in and you can delete the entire unit, or you can just delete the tasks that are within that unit, depending on what you're focusing on. Once you have deleted and kept what you want, you'll just press next and go through those same steps like we did with the math. So let's say I'm going to delete the entire unit 1. I'm going to keep unit 2 with compare the plot of stories, and I'm going to delete this standard, and we're really, let's say we're focusing on plot. Plot and theme. And theme here. So you'd have to go through, and this would take quite a while, I think, to go through and weed through, because you can see there are many units and standards. Once you have created it, you'll just tap at the top, go back up to the top, next, and then you can review. And if you want to change it, you just tap back and you can go back. Then you tap next. This is where you'll name it. This is where you could put a brief description. And then you decide who is going to have access to this. I am not going to press save because I didn't really create a learning path that I want to keep. So I'm just going to tap start over and go back to the home. So that is how you create unique learning paths. Once again, just to review, when you launch your class, you can see the learning paths your students are on by going to features, then choosing either adaptive practice in math or adaptive practice in English ELA. There are also spelling and ebooks, but those are a little bit different. You can't really customize those as well. Once you tap adaptive practice, then you can see the learning path your students are currently on. You can see what's set up for next if you've done that. And then here is where you can also create a learning path. Another way that you can find out more about learning paths is at the help button right here in ScootPad. When you tap the help button, tap search, and then type in learning paths. You will see many items come up about building, changing, editing, browsing, copying. All of these are videos put together by ScootPad to help you with your specific needs with learning paths. Thank you for attending this video live event, and I hope that you've learned something. If you have any questions, you can send me an email